LeBron James reflects on Martin Luther King Jr.'s legacy. Cleveland, addressing the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr., the Cavaliers' LeBron James said it's his responsibility to keep the conversation about race in America going. James, who denounced President Trump and insinuated he is dividing the country, said he's not discouraged that, 50 years after King's assassination, the fight for racial equality is still ongoing. "It's not a sprint, so it doesn't bother me," he said. "It's not a sprint, this is a marathon. You know, the state of racism will never die, but what we cannot do is allow it to conquer us as people. We can't allow it to divide us. Like I said, the guy in control has given people in racism, and negative racism, an opportunity to be out and outspoken without fear. And that's the fearful thing for us because it's with you, and it's around every day, but Trump has allowed people to just come out and feel confident about doing negative things." Commissioner Silver, proud that player is judged by talent, not race. James, speaking from shoot-around ahead of Monday's matchup between Cleveland and the Golden State Warriors, also reflected on his trip to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, built around the motel where King was killed. "It was a very eerie and powerful impact," he said. "To be able to be there at that hotel, at that site where he was assassinated was a very eerie feeling and very powerful feeling at the same time. To be able to grace a part of the movement, be a part of the movement. You kind of felt that. I'm looking forward to the opportunity where I can take my kids there and they can completely understand what they're actually witnessing." For a man who stood for more than himself. You always hear people saying risking their life. He actually gave up his life for the betterment of all of us to be able to live in a free world and for us to be able to have a voice, for us to go out and be free no matter your skin color, no matter who you are, no matter the height and size and the weight or whatever the case may be. He had a vision and he took a bullet for all of us. Literally. In the rawest form that you could say that. As James referenced, he believes part of his responsibility given his platform as an NBA superstar is to keep the dialogue going. He and fellow stars Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony and Dwyane Wade used the 2016 ESPY Award show, which came amid numerous high-profile police shootings, to advance the conversation. On that night, they implored the audience of athletes to use their platform and resources to invest in local communities. Less than 2 years later, the date of which James commemorates on his shoes, his vantage point hasn't changed. "We are in a difficult state right now as Americans as well with the leader of our country," he said. "But us, like I said, no matter the religion, no matter the shapes and sizes, we all have to continue to come together and shine a brighter light on, you know, I don't want to use the word stupidity, but that's what it basically comes down to. And because we've built such an incredible country and for us to be able to live free lives and be able to work together, no matter your color of skin tone or things of that nature or religion." The conversation of how to continue to keep people involved, people starting from their communities all the way to the other communities, and giving the youth an opportunity to be as creative and aware as they can be. James also spoke of how he has embraced the legacies of prominent African Americans from Muhammad Ali to King. "Hopefully I would be one of those guys that made him proud," James said. "Hopefully I'm making him proud still with him looking down on us." Follow USA Today Sports' Michael Singer on Twitter @Mzinger.